And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Play action. It's Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The sack there by J.J. Watt. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's second and a country mile. They go play action now. Jackson. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. So how's that for an interesting way to start this ball game?
First drive of the game and you go backwards all the way into your own end zone?
Guess it kind of makes you wonder what else we might have in store here in this one. So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. And an alley to run. So here come the Texans now for their first drive. They'll be led out by their Pro Bowl quarterback in 2018, the guy from Clemson in his third year, Deshaun Watson. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Watson eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. To throw is Watson. Off play action. Escaping the pressure. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Matt Judon drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down. Here we go with Johnson. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs. And, partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on 4th and long there at this stage in the game, but you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points again. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, throwing back across his body. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage. But instead, he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
Receiver downfield. Offense.
So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Watson, flush to his right. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Flushed out right. He's going to look deep in zone for Hopkins. And he is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 53 yards. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Bill O'Brien with a call here. We'll go for two. Out of the gun, Watson. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it. People are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Eluding the pressure right. And out across midfield down to the 45. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Jackson now off the bootleg. He'll buy some time right. He's going to take off with it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a first down. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off down near the 5. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. When I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Here's Watson, escaping the pressure right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out as...
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Well, let's see. Yeah, the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11.
55 is my guy, 55. Here we go. Mike 55, Mike 55.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. So with their backs practically backed up against the goal line, just why? Why did they do that?
I'm taking it from the other perspective because I have zero answer about why. How about if you're on defense and you realize they're going for it in this situation? That's just blatant disrespect for the team. And you're almost incredulous. You're like, what are they planning?
That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Texans push further out in front. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Bill O'Brien with a call here. We'll go for 2. Blitz coming, and down he goes. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you're trying to throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. Jackson, option right. Beating him there with his legs. 21 yards, first down.
Pretty nice play here. They go read option, read the defensive end, and when he collapsed down inside, how about the quarterback pulling it, keeping it, and not only getting to the second level, but picking up some really nice yardage.
Very, very well read. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Jackson from the shotgun. Buying time to his left. And he's going to keep it here. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. Everyone in this stadium knows Jackson can do that as well as any QB in the league. They talked about limiting some of his running this year, especially the design runs. But he's still going to scramble when he feels he has green in front of him. He led all quarterbacks last year, 695 yards rushing. And keep in mind, 80% of those came in the 7-game stretch when he was named starter late in the season. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. It's complete to Snead. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. They go play action here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Justin Reed. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. CD, while we have a quick second here, I want to give a shout-out to 3 teams who have struggled mightily this year, who all got wins in Week 12. The Dolphins, the Redskins, and for their first win of the season, the Bengals.
How about you? I love your empathy, right? You hate to see teams struggle like this. Hate to see teams that are down. And when they get wins, you come with a little bounce, don't you? You got a little extra spring in your step. Those Bengals, and they beat the Jets, who at the time were hot, right? They won 3 in a row. How about Washington? That win over Carolina. And then, of course, the Dolphins. No one really saw that coming. Their win over Philadelphia, even though it was at home. Could those wins for those teams be the death knell for the teams that lost? The Jets, we're not going to talk about them anymore. Carolina, they still thought maybe a late run could put them in the playoff race in the NFC South. And then how about Philadelphia? But they're not out of it.
No.
They still control their destiny. If they win out, they go 9-7 and win the NFC East.
Yeah, because they're just one game back of 6-6 Dallas. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Going deep for Hopkins. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now after the offsides penalty. Off of play action, it's Watson. Flush to his right. He'll try and run it. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Being chased out left. He'll take a shot for the end zone and nearly intercepted. That would have been a hat trick, his 3rd pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Texans push further out in front. And with the rules as touchy as they can be, it's so hard to complete a diving catch in the end zone, but he just did it pretty well.
How about him getting his body, his hands, everything underneath and around the football without it hitting the ground and causing some doubt in the minds of the people who have to look at this and possibly review it. What a tremendous effort and a great catch.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 23. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. Half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Ready. 41 Mike. All day, punt. Double time.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Steps away. He'll run it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Not only another first down, that also puts him over 100 yards rushing.
That's not something you see very often in the NFL. We see it more in college, but I think with more of the melding of the college game with quarterbacks, we'll see this a little bit more often in the future.
He's going deep for Brown. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off inside the 10. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may force them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
He's got a man, complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. They'll get 34 yards there.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. They'll roll him out right. He's going to look deep end zone for Hopkins. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Here's second and 10 now from the 35. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson flushed out right. On the run. And this is caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. Again, it's Watson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Here we go.
The final shot before the break. Watson. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Getting set to go again, DeAndre Hopkins marches back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, look to fight another down, right?
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And all of a sudden, they're knocking on the door inside Baltimore's 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
To throw is Watson, eluding the pressure right.